can't hold the crown if you trade the cross. What we have to ask ourselves here is, what is it that the enemy is really offering? And he's saying, everything you see can be yours if you would just bow to me. But we have to ask ourselves, what is he really offering here? And if Jesus in this moment were to bow to the enemy, essentially what he would be doing is walking away from the cross. Out of his selfish wants and desires, his need to protect himself, he would be walking away from the cross. And that's really what the enemy is offering at this moment. Is the imagination that he's working on. He's saying, you don't really want to go to the cross, do you? You don't really want to suffer that pain and that agony. If you were to just follow me and bow to me, I'll take care of you. This will all be yours. You don't have to go through the pain and the suffering. You don't have to go to the cross. And so what the enemy is doing is he's shortcutting everything that God has planned. What is it that we surrender to? That's the question we ask ourselves. What is it that we're willing to surrender to? Because in this moment, the enemy is giving a very convenient way of walking away from the cross. So will Jesus take the convenient way out, or will he stick with his convictions? How often in our own lives, and I will admit it freely, that sometimes I pick the convenience over the conviction, because sometimes I am weak, I'm human. And I'm sure we all have the same experiences where we pick convenience over conviction. But the important thing to note is, if Jesus were to walk away from the cross and he took convenience over conviction, then there would be no resurrection. See, we can't have the triumphant moment of the resurrection without Good Friday. We can't have this Easter moment without the cross and Good Friday and the death. See, we can't have the fairy tale without the tragedy. And it's not a fairy tale in a sense of like this story is made up and it's all make-believe. But the fairy tale is, what do they always say at the end of the fairy tale? And they lived happily ever after. In the story of Jesus, to live happily ever after, Jesus has to go to the cross.